Hello everyone, good morning. In this session we are going to discuss about concentration of ores. We have a clear idea about what is ore and what is a mineral and what is gong, etc. This topic is very important. Now what is the definition of concentration? Concentration is nothing but here the process of removal of unwanted materials from the compound known as concentration. The unwanted materials are purely in the form of sand and clay. So simply we have to remove sand and clay from the compound. This process is called as concentration of ores. Now concentration of ores purely depending upon differences between the number of physical properties of particular particles which are present in the compound. Okay, let's see that what are the methods are available to remove the unwanted materials. Okay, when we observe the methods, we have hydraulic washing as the first method, and the second method is magnetic separation, and third method is froth flotation method, and fourth one is leaching. So by using these four methods we can completely remove all the unwanted materials so that we can extract the pure metal. So what is the first one? Hydraulic washing. The name is already indicating that hydraulic washing is the process which is used to remove the impurities by using the moving water. So in this process we can use the moving water to the ore. So when the moving water is poured on the particular ore, all the lighter impurities are completely washed, and finally all the heavier compounds are completely left behind. So these heavier compounds are considered as the useful particles, and the lighter particles are considered as the unwanted materials or the unwanted compounds. Okay, this is called as hydraulic washing, and the second process is called as magnetic separation. So in the magnetic separation, magnetic separation is purely basing on the magnetic properties of ore. So when we observe some of the ores are attracted towards the magnets, and some of the ores are not attracted towards the magnets. So due to the differences in the magnetic property, always we can separate the unwanted materials from the compound. This is called as the magnetic separation. Okay, this is the diagram you are observing, the magnetic separation. So in the magnetic separation, so there is the red color mark which is called as the ore. So through the hopper which is present in the red color, then we have to add ore. So when the ore is completely moving through the conveyor belt here, so when the ore is completely moving through the conveyor belt, when the ore is having the magnetic particles, now all the magnetic particles are completely stored in the second chamber, but all the non-magnetic particles are completely stored in the first chamber. Now this kind of separation is called as magnetic separation. So by using the magnetic separation, all the impurities are completely separated. So some of the impurities are magnetic and some of the impurities are non-magnetic impurities. So this is the second method, and which is a very easy method. So after the magnetic separation, then we need to depending upon the third one, which is called as froth flotation method. So in the froth flotation method, we are using the froth flotation chamber. Okay, this is the froth flotation chamber. which is having the number of the chambers, number of the parts. One is the pulp of ore and oil and mineral froth, rotating paddle and also air and paddle drawn in air. Okay, these are the different parts which are present in the froth flotation method. Now by using the froth flotation method, we have to separate gong from the sulfide ore. So when we observe the sulfide ore is having the major compound which is called as the sulfide. Now generally when we are observing the sulfide is having the main component sulfide. In addition to that, sulfide ore is having a number of other ores also. So in order to separate the gong from the sulfide ores only, we are using the froth flotation process. So in this process, first we can take the pulp of ore here. So we can take the pulp of ore along with oil. So pulp of ore along with oil is taken into the froth flotation apparatus, and after taking the pulp of ore and froth flotation process, then by using the first chamber which is called as the rotating paddle, we have to add collectors and froth stabilizers. The main function of collector is used to maintain the wettability of ore, and the main function of froth stabilizer is used to get the stability of the froth. Here the number of examples of collectors, those are nothing but pine oil and polyacids as well as xanthides, and froth stabilizers are nothing but cresols and anilines. So by the addition of froth stabilizers and collectors, then we can get the stability of the froth as well as to maintain the wettability of the particular ore. So after the addition of collectors and stabilizers, then by using the paddle which is completely under the rotation, so when the paddle is under the rotation, all the gong, all the froth which is present in the sulfide ore is completely separated, and this separated sulfide ore is completely exist in the form of the layer on the top of the chamber which is called as mineral froth. This mineral froth is having only sulfide. All the impurities are completely left behind. Now this is called as the froth flotation method. So sometimes we need to separate two sulfide ores, that is nothing but zinc sulfide and lead sulfide. So in case of separation of two ores, always we need to depending upon depressant, that is nothing but sodium cyanide. When sodium cyanide is added to the zinc sulfide and lead sulfide, all the two sulfide ores are completely separated without any kind of the combination. So this process is called as the froth flotation method, which is very very important for the final examination. You require any screenshot, then take the screenshot here. One is concentration. So three methods we have discussed here. In the hydraulic washing, by using the moving water, we can separate all the impurities. In the magnetic separation, so depending upon the magnetic property of impurities, we have to separate magnetic and non-magnetic impurities. And by using the froth flotation method, we have to separate the gong from the sulfide ores. So simply only sulfide ores are separated by using the froth flotation process. By using the collectors and stabilizers, then we can separate. And in case of zinc sulfide and lead sulfide, we are using the sodium cyanide. Over. The last method in the concentration is called as leaching process. Now what is the meaning of leaching? Leaching is the process which is widely used to the ore is soluble into the suitable solvent. Here the purified ore which is separated in the froth flotation process may not be pure. That ore is having a number of impurities also. To remove those kinds of impurities, we need to depending upon the leaching process. So in the leaching process, there are number of examples. So as the first example, leaching of alumina from the bauxite. So how can we separate alumina from the bauxite? You know very well, bauxite is the raw material for the aluminium. Now when the bauxite is taken under the consideration, bauxite is having a number of impurities in the form of silicon dioxide, iron oxide, as well as titanium dioxide in the form of impurities. So by using the bauxite, we have to get the alumina. So how can we get the alumina from the bauxite? Okay, initially we have taken the bauxite which is having the number of impurities. Bauxite is having the alumina. So in addition to the alumina, there are number of impurities. Now after taking the bauxite is heated with high temperature 473 to 523 Kelvin, and also under the pressure 35 to 36 bars pressure in the presence of NaOH or sodium hydroxide. So under these similar conditions, all the alumina in the form of Al2O3 is completely extracted from the bauxite. This process is called as the digestion process. Okay, in this process we have to get the alumina from the bauxite by heating the bauxite in the presence of high temperature and also in the presence of high pressure in the presence of NaOH. This process is called as a digestion process. Now after the formation of Al2O3, this Al2O3 we need to add the sodium hydroxide once, and by the addition of water molecule, then we will get the sodium aluminate hydroxide, and after the formation of sodium aluminate hydroxide, then we need to neutralize the sodium aluminum hydroxide by the addition of carbon dioxide. So by the addition of carbon dioxide to the sodium aluminum hydroxide, then there is the formation of Al2O3 XH2O along with the formation of byproduct, that is nothing but sodium bicarbonate. Now this process is called as seeding process. Here the formed sodium aluminum hydroxide, so the process of getting the alumina from the sodium aluminum hydroxide is called as seeding process. Seeding process is done by the addition of carbon dioxide. So after the formation of Al2O3 XH2O alumina hydroxide, this alumina hydroxide is heated in the presence of high temperature, that is nothing but 1470 Kelvin. We will get the pure alumina in the form of Al2O3 along with the water molecule. So in this way we will get the pure alumina from the bauxite. This process is called as the leaching process. Two steps we are using in the leaching. One is the digestion process and another one is the seeding process. In the digestion process we are adding the NaOH, but in the seeding process we are using the CO2. In this way all the impurities are completely separated from the ore. This entire process is called as concentration of ore. If you want this material, then you can take the screenshot here. This is very useful to you.